They could have gone for that combo. Not going to be the case though, and Stixay here hovering over to wait what we will get. Warwick is his favorite champion, by the way.
He did the wrong beam champion there for a second. He hovered Volley Bear for 1 second because he misclicked. Has to make sure he's got those champion select mechanics down so he can hover the right pick. But now they will lock in that Alistar for themselves. You talked about Rakan being a great combo with Kalista, but Alistar's just a big old bowling ball you can throw right into the enemy team, knock them all down, or rather up at the same time. Very, very effective combo with those two.
I'm a huge fan of the champion right now. Also very good for roaming around, and Biofrost has talked about specifically working on his communication and his roaming. So we'll see if he gets that on display during this game. When you have a Kalista though, it's always nice to be tethered fairly close. TSM answering very quickly. Team fight power with Taric and a defensive, very safe AD carry in the Ezreal. We've seen him be so popular. And actually,
it's locked in here. TSM's composition is so hard to make a move onto. You've got a Taric ult, you've got a Galio ult, Jax, Ezreal can both E away. You've got Gangplank with the oranges as well. So many defensive tools in this composition, Kobe. You have got to come at these guys correct if you want to actually get a kill.
And it seems like they're drafting into the style we've seen from TSM. While they do have a lot of defensive and counter-engage options you talk about, the engage for themselves and the offensive proactive tools are a little bit limited. You can use Gangplank ultimate for slow and then have like a Jax jump in to start off the Galio and chain that way, but it's not quite as forceful. Meanwhile, Counter Logic Gaming, they have also locked in the Fiora mid, which is a Huhi special. He was one of the first to bring it out mid in answer to tanks in the mid lane, specifically here into Galio. See if he can get his true damage procs off, and that does require some extra vision around the mid lane. I'll be very curious as to Reignover's early route. They have been planned out very well, you know, thus far in this season, and CLG had run into problems in the mid stages where they started getting over aggressive, and you could see, you know, some discord maybe in their communication where they weren't quite on the same page.
I mean, we talked about how both these teams, people were excited for their off-season changes. People were really pumped up on both of these squads saying, oh yeah, we really want to see what they're doing in spring. It's going to look great. These guys are going to be at the top of the ladder. And right now, they're both sitting on a 3-4 record. If you lose this game, you don't get to have a positive win-loss record.
Take a moment.
At the halfway point.
The comforting chants. I love these dueling chants. Heard them for years. CLG and TSM fighting once again.
The crowd's hyped up. They're ready to go. A tale as old as time.
Another play. CLG trying to pull off 2 plays cross-map at the same time with leaving nobody mid. That could mean TSM push straight up the mid lane, but Haunter having to run.
Huhi wanting to make the play, going for first blood here. Haunter taken very low. Huhi looking to proc that vital, but Stopwatch will stop him in his tracks.
Nice defensive use there, and they do get a lot of value out of it. This is with a counter we were talking about with Rift Herald. They make CLG pay for it, but teleport!
All right, Biofrost on the front lines, looking to make this happen. Maybe Taric ulti coming down. Bjergsen and the rest of TSM trying to make their retreat. Huhi wanting to make a statement here. Riposte going to be used. Stopwatch from Bjergsen. That's 2 stopwatches so far, but first blood for CLG. Huhi's going to drop in retaliation. Mike Young stopwatching on his own. Haunter into the back line here, looking to drop those barrels. Biofrost taken low. Haunter now has to retreat. Reignover also taken incredibly close to death. Mike Young will smack him down. As now Mithy trying to get himself away. Darshan is killed by Sven, and it's a 3-for-2 for TSM.
Oh, what a scrappy mid lane fight right there. And this is TSM versus CLG still continuing. Sven might chase him down.
Sven wants to go after Stixay here. Blast cone over the wall, getting himself out of the range of the Mystic shot. The fight finally ends. Edge to TSM.
Everybody pulling out all the stops and all the stopwatches in this little skirmish, going right back in and trying to use those invulnerabilities. And it all started with the bottom lane play where Huhi goes for the tower dive onto Haunter. And they are able to get out a decent amount of cooldowns, thus going for the teleport play in mid lane. But what an answer from TSM to fire right back. And even though CLG got bonus gold for first blood, TSM get the extra kill in the end.
All right, one more look at how all this madness happened.
All right, so it's the double teleport from the solo laners that were bottom lane from CLG. Haunter completes his recall. Then he's going to teleport in after the Taric ultimate buys some TSM. But Here's try number 2. Huhi going for it
Meanwhile,
again.
there's no second stopwatch, by the way. That mastery prop. Back out now, sitting on top of a control ward, but I doubt they're going to find anything. Haunter may find himself in yet another spot he wishes not to be. The grand challenge is issued. The riposte is well timed. Huhi, one more lunge will do it straight through the heart, and Haunter falls.
Huhi attacking the top laner of TSM. He's split pushing now. He's got the blue buff as well, and the rest of the squad, Biofrost.
Yeah, whoever he goes up against, that healing reduction is going to be so critical. So I really like this pickup coming out from him early on.
There you go.
Now Mike Young goes in. Stixay nearly instantly killed, getting himself back as Mike is taken low, Rainover's taken down, and TSM is taking a one-way trip towards Baron. Enemy jungler dead, enemy AD carry incapacitated.
Mike is very low, but they do have an Ocean Drake healing him back up right now, as well as Mithy spamming heals on him. And just as we say, Jax has a bit of a difficulty engaging those fights.
Who wants to try to stop this? Coming around from the side, Baron down to 2K. TSM wants to just finish this one off, but Biofrost, the man on a mission, is not able to stop them in time. The Baron is secured, and CLG is quickly routed. TSM with a big game-changing play.
CLG tried all in TSM with the Taric ultimate coming down. Mithy's invulnerability buys them huge gains in that fight. Not only did TSM take the Baron, but they take the rest of the CLG members down.
8,000 gold now the lead for TSM, and this seems to just be the start. The march down mid lane begins. Mithy will tank the turret, waiting for the minions to get up there. There's still 3 dead.
Well, it's looking pretty good for Galio. As far as the mid lane in this one around, Bjergsen gonna zone off here with the taunt AoE while they put some damage onto the turret, and there's our pretty big rail exchange.
Mike right back in the fight. They take down Darshan before he can do anything. Stixay will save Biofrost here, but CLG, there's no way they can make any kind of a defense for this third inhib. It will drop, and TSM have sights set on the Nexus turrets. 30 minutes into this game, they're looking to potentially end. It's 4 versus 5 for 30 seconds. CLG is going to need some kind of a miracle here, but TSM does not want to give them that chance. Mike again into the back line. Bjergsen using the ultimate. It's Biofrost who may be taken down here. Mike falls first. Rainover going to be going down next. Bio also gone. The stuns are there. The damage will be 2. Stixay dies to the winds of war, and CLG is aced in the base. TSM will make quick work of their rivals and find victory in Week 4.
What great execution after the pick on mid lane there from TSM. No hesitation. They knew they have this big advantage here with the AoE combos. They get the pick, then winning the fight afterwards with Taric ultimates as well as Baron was just too much of a swing in the mid game for CLG to come back.
The stories we were looking at that game, the redemption of Mike Young after yesterday, Biofrost's attempt